Y'all, here go my wig. And under the wig cap. Just in case y'all wondering, I got my under the wig braids under here. I just woke up. Let me make sure I can hear myself. Collar, yeah. Guess I'm about to get up and take me a shower in a second. So I'm gonna put this on so my braids don't get wet in prison. This how the Barbie dolls be looking when they don't got no hair and stuff on. That's so funny. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I'm trying not to be loud. I'm actually talking very, very low. But I do have my headphones in, so I want to make sure I can hear me. I'm waiting on it to come up. Nice shirt, looks good on you. Thank you. Okay. Anywho, I just woke up this morning. I literally have not done anything but got up to use the bathroom. I just went back to sleep. Um, I wasn't really feeling my greatest yesterday. It isn't that my health or anything was bothering me. It's just kind of like I wanted to just, you know, stay to myself and stay out the way and just have a little bit of time to think to myself and things like that. Plus, as you guys know, this is not my apartment. This is somebody else's apartment, and they've been letting me stay here. And being that I don't have like friends and family and stuff like that, and I don't just be leaving every day, or being that I don't have my car anymore and I can't just get up and leave, I kind of like be here. So I be trying to stay in the back, in the room, out the way, out of his space, like so he don't got to see me, like out of sight, out of mind, unless maybe sometimes he feel like talking or whatever, he might tell me to come out there. But for the most part, I kind of try to stay to myself, as well as the fact that, this he used to have his friends, his space and everything. So I really don't. I try to stay out the way, is what I'm saying. Um, and then at the same time, I be hoping that people don't be thinking that I'm acting weird or nonchalant, but I just don't like being in people's face or whatever. So I was just like out the way or whatnot. I had just only got up to cook me some food and shit like that, and I had came back in my space. Which yesterday I did get up to cook me some food, and I told my friend that I wasn't cooking him no food no more because he told me that I cook like a white girl because I don't season my food, and he was in here yelling, raising his voice. So you need to season your food. I said, well, how about you cook some food? How about we eat the food that you cook? How about you season it, and then you won't be complaining if I under season or over season the food. And that's what I be saying. Like I be tired of people acting fake and shit. Like 1 minute it's like, oh, you don't cook, but dang, when I offer to order the food, it's like, oh, well, I'm about to do something else, and then it's like, oh, if I season it the way I like to season it, it's over seasoned. So if I don't season it at all around, you season it a little bit, it's oh, you need to season your food, and it's like, oh, I'm not your maid or your woman. I'm just somebody that you let and stay here. So don't be disrespecting me, and you can cook your own food. So, again, I just was there to myself, made me some food, and was just relaxing or whatever. Trying to get my shit and get my space, which I did call the shelter the other day. But, there be waiting lists for shelter. So it ain't like I was going to get into the shelter the same day that I called the shelter. Because if I would be at the shelter. I said that I wanted to be in a shelter or something before school started because my sons, Mari and Mally, they not going to school from nobody else's house for them to be on that weird ass bullshit. Mally, especially, he needs a parent. He's not with his parent right now. He with my kids. My kids be doing too much. I'm not saying like they are teenagers. They have a life of their own. They can't be raising my 7 year old. But you see, all this bullshit was going on. People was just making shit extra messy. They can't raise my kids for real. They thought they wanted to raise my kids. They can't raise my kids. People was stealing money from me and my kids, so they wanted to act like they needed some custody over some kids or whatever, and they can't raise my children. I had reached out to the shelter too, and that's so crazy because NSO had emailed me and the lady was asking me to explain my living situation, and I emailed her back, and I was like, yes, I did reach out to the shelter or whatever. However, they said that they were full when I called out to Cam, and Cam has yet to call me back. However, the NSO had reached out to me. They emailed me or whatever and told me to explain my living situation or whatnot. She was saying like she understands that I had 2 kids or whatever, and I was looking for a place. Well, yes, I do have 2 kids, and I was looking for a place. Now I actually have 5 kids, and me and all 5 of my kids need to live together, unless my older kids decide that they don't want to live with me, and only really Lex got that option because she's the only one that's 18. Amir's about to be 18 in October. But everybody else, those are my children. I still have custody of my children. Never lost custody of my children. Never been in a known court battle about anything that has to deal with my children. So therefore, I said that I was only trying to get me and my youngest 2 sons into the shelter because, look, they said that it's full. They can't even fit us 3. So how are they going to fit us 6? That's why I said that. So anyway, when she reached out to me in the email or whatever, I emailed her back. I said, yes, I'm trying to get me as well as my 2 sons into a place, but I didn't explain to her like all of the information. She was supposed to be emailing me back, but now I go in my phone and I can't find the email at all. Not the original one that she sent me or the one that I replied back to. And that was crazy. And I checked my emails. Like I have multiple emails, so I checked all of them, and I still can't find it. And yes, I'm about to smoke a little bit of weed, and no, I didn't buy it. How the fuck I'm buying weed and I ain't got nowhere to live? I haven't bought weed since God knows about 3 months ago. But anyway, I can't find the email, and that's so crazy to me. It's like, dang. But anyway, I wanted to go through the process of the shelter. Like, yeah, applying for the jobs and all that is cool, but I'm going through the process too since I am homeless for real. It put me in the shelter. Let me stay there 3 months like the rest of these bitches and get me on some motherfucking Section 8 or something so that me and my kids can have a house. Especially since everywhere I call for help, they so too busy telling me like, oh, well, you own a house. Like, I'm so tired of this shit. It's crazy. And I don't want to be in my friend's space like that. I'm waiting on my bridge card to get here because they mailing out the new bridge cards. I'm supposed to be getting mine to this address, and then once that's done and over with, then I guess I could go. And I'm trying to get to somewhere like the shelter too because I can use the shelter as a address as well if I can't trust my mail at the post office. I can't trust it to come nowhere else. Then maybe if I go to the shelter and the government knows that I'm at the shelter because they're funding it, then my mail should be coming there. Then any mail that I'm supposed to get, I should receive if I'm at the shelter, right? I'm thinking this process through the entire way. Like, I'm not even being funny. I'm thinking it through the entire way. Somebody's about to roll up in an hour. I swear I just woke up. I've been up though. My sleep schedule been kind of off. Like I said, I had went to sleep a little bit early yesterday. I was up at like 3 this morning. I just went to sleep at like 5 or 6, and I'm back up. It was after for sure, but I guess I just needed a little cat nap because I'm tired. I was asleep. My stomach was growling too in my sleep. That kind of woke me up, which is crazy because I wasn't hungry. I had ate and everything. So crazy. It's crazy how I can't find that email. That is crazy. But I'm hearing blocked mail, blocked mail. Even like how they blocking my regular mail, I'm hearing blocked emails. But that shit crazy. Anyway, I just keep on going or whatnot. I keep going. I need a little bit more weed, actually. But this will do. I usually smoke half blunts anyway. But yeah. Shit been real crazy. But I've been keeping cool, keeping balance, keeping my peace, keeping my sanity. One thing people love to say about me is that I'm mental, but one thing I prove to people every day is how I keep my sanity. When people be trying to test me, talk about me, down talk me, trigger me, and everything, one thing I do is keep my sanity. So they can't call me mental. Because if I was mental, I'd be a serial killer. Because I would let my mental state get the best of me. But I don't. I come in, roll me some little tail blunts, which when I say tail blunts, it's because I don't smoke whole blunts. I be only rolling a little bit of weed, so I call them tail blunts. As y'all can see, I just took the weed out of here, but I do smoke tails too, because I did just break down a piece of my little tail that was over here and put in here. Not too good to smoke tails, especially since I don't be buying weed. Don't feel like going to get the scissors, so I gotta use my hands. But yeah, run me a little baby. But anyway, crazy. My baby was calling me yesterday too. And I do not like the fact that I can't. I'd rather go stay at the shelter and have to stay with my baby opposed to anywhere else. Like, some people can go and stay at with a man and leave their kids, like to stay with their mama or something. I'd rather go stay at the shelter than to stay comfortably with a man and leave my kids behind. Excuse me. So when my baby be calling me and I can't go get him, that bothers me. Which is another reason I'd rather stay at the shelter. I'm tired of people holding me up and delaying me from. I shouldn't have to stay at a shelter. I'm tired of people holding me up and delaying my mail money and everything else. Yeah, I should have knew that. But yeah, crazy, crazy in these streets. But I've been remaining sane, remaining humble, meek. For some reason, I turned on the TV yesterday, and everybody know I don't watch TV. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to get on YouTube, if I wanted to watch Tubi, or if I wanted to watch Netflix. And I think I ended up getting on. My bad. I had to burn past this little stem part that wasn't burning right. Now I'm good. Hmm. Yeah. Now it's hitting. But I had ended up watching this series called Bottom Bitch, and I wasn't really getting into it because it was kind of bothering me a little bit, to be honest. But I think I watched like the first two episodes, and it was about a little girl. She was 15 years old, and her daddy was a fiend. He was a dope fiend. And maybe something telling me to watch that though, like even go back and watch it again, watch the first and second episode because I wasn't really getting into it. But I told y'all I got a bad habit of lighting the blunt. But the the girl, her daddy was addicted to dope or whatever, and then he was making her sell her pussy and to buy his dope though. And the part that I was saying, he was telling me like, yeah, like I don't got no money, but I got a 15-year-old daughter, and but she suck dick like a 20-year-old. And the dope men like, what? They like, oh, we don't want to fuck no little kid. They like, he like, she don't look like no little kid though. She strapped up. She built like a 20-year-old. She sucked dick like a 20-year-old. She fucked like a 20-year-old. But this was her father talking about her, selling her, pimping her out, prostituting her, just so that she can bring him money and front his drug habit. And that's fucked up. But as I was watching it, I was hearing this is how a lot of people are being treated in sex traffic in this day and time right now, especially if their fathers are like masons and things like that. Good morning. If their fathers are masons or mothers are Eastern stars and things like that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. When you I'm hearing the download right now, and I'm not trying to offend anybody who's a Mason or anybody who's an Eastern Star. If it don't apply, let it fly. But a lot of Masons and the Eastern Stars and stuff, I'm hearing right now that they sacrifice their firstborn child into prostitution, selling them into the sex market, the dark market. And what that means is exploiting them. Like setting their kids up with, you know how you did arranged marriages? And my voice is shaking while I'm trying to say this. Let me drink some water. You know how you did arranged marriages and stuff back in the day? It's like they arranged their daughters and sons with certain people, make sure that they have sex with them in hotels and all types of shit like this. I'm hearing even the churches know about this. The churches do this too. And they record these children having sex and stuff. I'm hearing this is how Epstein files, P. Diddy, and everybody know about this. They sell their kids into the Illuminati, to the sex trafficking ring, and everything is basically pimping out your own child, pimping out your firstborn children and shit like that. And they allow them to be exploited on the internet, having sex with them for money, exchanging energy and stuff like that. Using them for experiments, MK Ultra. test dummies, test medicines, and all that is what's going on in the underground tunnels. This is how they sacrifice their firstborn children and shit. It's deeper than just pimping them out sexually. And it's still to pay for things. It's paying off their debt, paying off drug dealers and shit like that, paying off agreements and contracts that they made with the government and shit to keep them out of jail and to pay off debts. They sacrifice their older children. That's what I'm getting right now. And mind you, I'm telling you, I just woke up from a nap. I haven't smoked nothing or nothing since about 3 hours ago. Because people love to say, oh, she smoked that weed, she crazy, she delusional. You know how many people smoke weed? How come everybody ain't making these kind of videos then? It's not about the weed. I just get downloads, and I'm tired of explaining that to people. Like, admit the fact that I be helping more people than people be trying to say I be damaging. If anything, I'm doing it for the kids. Even though people swear up and down I'm not appropriate for kids. I bet you some of these motherfucking kids can tell you like she ain't lying. I'm hearing school tunnels, and I keep telling y'all hospitals and shit too. You get on these elevators and you go to the basement and shit. These tunnels lead to a whole bunch of other shit. They experimenting on kids like mice. I'm seeing the Nutty Professor. You know how the Nutty Professor, Professor Clump, was experimenting with the weight loss liquid. Him and the white professor or whatever. My ears itching bad as fuck too. I'm telling you. And you know how they was experimenting with the mice, and the mice started getting big as fuck when the Nutty Professor came on and shit like that. I'm telling you, it's somebody experimenting like how they was experimenting that weight loss medicine. They experimenting on people with gifts too. Like you know how they coming out with these series, speaking of Netflix and all that. I don't watch TV, but I be seeing it when I get on there sometimes. You know how they had the shows like the chosen 100s and shit like that. It's because they experimenting on people in these tunnels. Like all humans got superpowers. It ain't they ain't just come up with Batman, Superman, and Storm and all them motherfuckers. Even though I don't watch Marvel and DC and all that shit, I'm telling you, they experimenting on people under in these tunnels, seeing what activate people powers and shit. You know how they have kryptonite. Who is the one with kryptonite? Superman or some shit like that. They're trying to figure out like when these people start really tapping into their powers, how can we delay them? How can we slow them down? How can we stop them? Because what I do right now, like making these videos, people consider that a superpower that I'm not supposed to use. That's why it's considered to be witchy. Like, what does she mean? She can talk to the dead, or she can talk to the spiritual realm, or she can hear God. Like, damn, bitch, we supposed to be able to hear God. That's the problem with the government and shit. They don't want us to be able to hear God. They don't want the sun to activate us and shit like that. They don't want us to remember our past lives when we were healers, shamans, when we wasn't dependent on the government for electricity and shit like that, or medicines. We was depending on the earth, the universe, the knowledge that we were taught from our ancestors and shit like that. That's what they don't want to come back. But that's what's coming back. So they're trying to delay it. Just like they trying to delay my money. Because once I get money, I really be able to talk this shit. I really be able to put my words into action. And that's what they don't want. And it can start with my own family. That's why people want to make it seem like I can't take care of my own family. Like how she gonna help a community if she can't get her own household in check? But I can if y'all stop hindering me. So I'm still talk the shit every day. I'm telling you what's going on, even what they were trying to do to my children, trying to scare my children into silence, but trying to pimp my kids out. Oh no, oh no, I don't even agree with pimps and hoes. I don't agree with people pimping me out. That's why when you start talking to me crazy and all that type of shit, like, mm-mm. And maybe that's why I was watching the show last night, Bottom Bitch. Because remember, I was just doing a video like a month ago, and I was saying somebody gonna say they had put me up in the room, and basically they had picked me out. Like they had paid for the room, and I could start selling my pussy, and then give them some money and shit. And I was like, if that's the case, I could sell my own pussy. You're not about to pimp me out. I don't agree with pimps and hoes. That's probably why I couldn't even watch the show yesterday. But for some reason, they telling me to go back and watch that motherfucking show. The little girl was 15. Like, imagine your daddy pimping you out and you a teenager. Or your daddy selling you into some type of program for them to record you your whole fucking life like CCTV. But you ain't getting paid for it. He is. You not benefiting off of it. Only your daddy is. But you the one who everybody seeing naked. You the one who being exploited. You the one who don't got no privacy. You the one who getting all the smear campaigns, humiliation rituals and everything, but your daddy getting the money because he pimping you out. I'm speaking from experience. Being pimped out by your family, by the Masons, the Eastern Stars, sold to the Illuminati. It's the same thing as pimps and hoes. It's the same thing as that show I was watching. Bottom bitch being pimped out by your own daddy for his game. And fuck no. But then y'all wonder why some people grow up and they turn around and they kill their daddy and shit. Like, bitch, you was doing what to me my whole entire life, making life hard as fuck for me, having niggas out here disrespecting me because they think I'm not worth shit because of you, and you supposed to be my father. That shit personal. And I barely will watch the first two episodes, but I'm channeling off of it already. And she thought she became a pimp herself, pimping bitches, because that's what she was brought up into. But speaking of products of your environments and shit, mm-mm. Pimped out by your family is fucked up. I got this lighter on the 4th of July, or around the time of the 4th of July. I had took the kids downtown to the fireworks, and Lo was down there with her girlfriend. This guy had ended up coming to talk to me while I was smoking. He made a mistake and left his lighter in my car. He never got in my car, but he handed it to me to light a blunt, and I sat it in the cup holder while we were talking, and I made a mistake and took this lighter. But it's a personal lighter. Like it had him and his kid's picture on it. It was messed up when he gave it to me like this. But I'm here when I picked this lighter up. I'm here. You was supposed to die that day. Speaking of getting pimped out by your family, it'll be your own family that put a hit out on you and shit. If y'all remember, I made a video about being down there, how they was acting all weird and shit. Damn near like they wanted me to get out the car so they could jump me. I just picked this lighter up. I was here. You was supposed to die that day. I'm not gonna die though. Nobody planning to do anything negative to me is gonna work. Like I'm just protected by God like that. But yeah, it's crazy. Something is going on like that though, and it's about to be found out about how these masons and stuff are. These men are pimping their children out, selling them. It's bringing me back to this video I watched on YouTube a few years ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. It was this little white girl. She was being questioned by a detective. her mama and her daddy had got a divorce, and they had like arrangements where the mama worked in the morning time, so the daddy would come and pick the daughter up from the mama in the morning while she before she went to work, and then he would pick the daughter up from school and then bring her back home to the mama when the mama got off of work. But something had ended up happening. I think maybe the mama had ended up killing the daddy or something like that. So the little girl was being questioned on why her mama had killed her daddy. And the girl was saying because she had told her mama, and she was only in like kindergarten. She had said every time her daddy dropped her off at school, they wait a little while and then she goes into a certain classroom in her school. Like she'll go into her regular kindergarten class, but then after a while, one of the other teachers would come and get her out of the class. You know how they do the little personal IEPs and one on ones with the kids and stuff like that? She was getting that done. But the girl ended up telling her mama like that the man who come and pick her up and take her to do that be making her give him head, and her and a couple of other kids sometimes get on the bus and go somewhere else where they go and basically have like orgies with the fucking kids. And the girl was telling it to her mama, and she said, "But my daddy know about it." She said, "My mommy, they don't call my mama at the school. They only call my daddy, because my daddy know about the people coming to pick me up and shit." It was a little girl, like she was in kindergarten. Comes to find out, this little girl ain't lying. Jace goes question a couple of other little kids or whatever. The little kids saying like, yeah, they pick us up, we leave or whatever we go. We pull our pants down, they touch us, and they make us put their stuff in our mouth, and the fuck. I kill my baby daddy too, bitch. You had my kid doing what, and you knew about this shit. My headphone just died, and you knew about it. It was a little episode, a documentary or something I was watching on YouTube a few years ago. It was a little white girl. She was talking about it, explaining why her mama killed her daddy. Something about to be exposed about this. About a father or something pimping out their daughter or something like that. It's about to be exposed. And oh, God. You can't have mercy for motherfuckers like this. Because did you have mercy for your daughter when you had your daughter exploited? Did you know what that was going to do to their confidence, to their body, to their reputation? You just didn't care. You cared about the drugs, and that was it. Your reputation, your lifestyle, nobody else's. I was also watching a video, a tarot reading this morning, and they were saying somebody's cousin is under investigation for having an overseas account open. Now, y'all been hearing me talk about this stolen money, and they were saying being exploited. Okay, God, now I see why. And I'm emotional because I said this shit personally. Exploiting them on a dark web. I was just talking about that. She was saying like somebody cousin put hidden cameras in their house and was exploiting them and using them on OnlyFans. How many times did I tell y'all I had to write OnlyFans and Pornhub because I was hearing through the grapevine that I had an OnlyFans. If you know me, and for real, not even trying to be funny, any nigga who knows me, who I done fucked with, we done went to the room, I'm telling anything, you know, I hate porn. I hate porn. I be like, turn it off. I don't want to see no bitch fucking pussy all up in my face. I don't want to see her sucking dick, blew out. I don't like this shit. I don't like it. However, now me and you in a room doing what we do, we doing what we do, it can get nasty up in that bitch. But me watching somebody else and them pussies and all that shit, I don't get, girl, get your ass the fuck up out my face. I don't like that shit. So why the fuck would I have an OnlyFans? On top of the fact that I have children, why would I want my children to be happen to maybe come across some fucking OnlyFans of me fucking and sucking or some shit? Make it make sense. And on top of that, if I got an OnlyFans that's jumping, that other people heard about it, where the fuck my money at then? You gotta make it make sense. You gotta make it make sense. None of this is made up. None of this is made up. I said Pornhub is the only one that emailed me back. They made me send a picture of my ID, a list of anybody who would try to exploit me or anything like that so that they could do an investigation. They would have to see if they could even find if they had any videos of me. OnlyFans still haven't reached out to me to this day. I think that I emailed them over 3 years ago, around the time I emailed the FBI. But people think I be sitting around making this shit the fuck up like I need some attention, bitch. Obviously, I get fucking attention with or without my permission. So why the fuck I need some extra attention? If I'm writing OnlyFans and Pornhub asking them, please, if y'all got some videos of me, that's not my permission, take that down. And where the fuck is my money at? What the fuck I need some extra attention for? And then again, people be trying to dig up stuff. I said right before you supposed to get your money, right when you win a lawsuit, right before you become famous, anybody they try to dig up anything on you. Well, what can we find in her past? What did she do? If you go dig up some videos about me and try to re-exploit me after I've already been exploited, you just helping my case furthermore. And again, I'm not ashamed of anything that happened in my past. If I've been exploited and I heard that I was all over the internet naked, that's why well, damn, I shouldn't be ashamed to put myself on the internet naked. If people been watching me have sex without my permission, that's a fucking problem. Watching me walk around naked, anything I might be doing, if I'm fucking playing with myself and I didn't give you permission to watch me, that's a problem. But people wonder why I walk around with the attitude that I have. You worry about me wearing a skimpy dress, bitch. You been watching me naked. The fuck? But people think you got time to sit around and make some shit like this the fuck up. And people want to shut me up. They hate when I make these videos and I talk about the shit that I've been through. Still trying to dig up some fucking dirt. I've been exploited in so many different ways, even drugged up and shit. And I talk about this shit. I talked about it when it happened. I talk about it when I think about it. When I reminisce on the shit that happened to me. It's part of my life story and shit that I've overcome from shit that was done to me by my closest family and friends, drugging me and shit, exploiting me, thinking it's funny. And then try to sit around and use it as blackmail. But that's why I could talk about this shit. Humiliation rituals, initiations you didn't agree to, Illuminati, Freemasons, Masons and shit. My family deep into the occult. I'm not, so guess what? I'm like that test dummy I was just talking about. The one that they gonna put through MK Ultra. the one that they gonna sacrifice. But y'all think this shit just on TV, on YouTube, and I live this shit every fucking day. And you gotta really fight for your fucking life. It just reminded me of the movie like They Will Kill You. They put that shit into movies like that so you think that it's fake. Whole time this was really going on. Shit crazy. And I'm not embarrassed to tell my story. I can't be. Because you know how many people are victims and they terrified to speak because they scared of occults, of gangs, the police, the government. They scared of the teachers at school and shit sometimes, being bullied by their own peers. So they never speak up about the shit that they be going through. But me, I'm not scared to speak. I'm not too embarrassed to talk about it. And that's how you make a difference. So whether people believe I can make a difference or not, I do every day. Because somebody know I'm not lying. I'm encouraging somebody else to tell their story, to not be afraid. It's kind of like a united we stand, divided we fall type of thing. Like if I could speak, my voice can be the voice for me and for you until you get the courage to use your voice. And then maybe when you get the courage to use your voice, you can encourage somebody else to use theirs. And then it goes on and on and on and on and on, like each one teach one, until we make a difference, until it stops, until you get justice, until you get peace. So if I got to tell the story every day, that's what I'm going to do until you leave me alone, until you get the picture. And I be proud of myself. Like, even though I'm crying right now, I be proud of myself for having the courage to tell my story. Because you got to be a strong person to tell the story, to wake up and still walk with confidence, knowing how bad people talk about you, knowing all the shit that people did to you. And I still get up every day confident. And that kills people. Because the one thing they wanted to do was break my spirit. It's crazy. I have a dress right here that's dirty, so yes, I keep wiping my face, but I'm wiping my hands on my dress. It's crazy. But somebody's about to get justice. Somebody is about to get victory. Somebody is about to be set. This headphone about to die too. Somebody's about to be set free. I'm about to get off here. The blunt gone anyway. Cause you know, baby, I smoked some down. So it ain't nothing left. Somebody's about to get victory though. Someone gave me, what are they, super chats or something? This is my first time getting one, so thank you for that, and I really appreciate it. I'm excited about that. Yay! Keep up the good work. Thank you. And that's what they want. Yes. That's what I've noticed. This headphone died too. But yes, that's what I've noticed. And speaking of Masons, it be a lot of men. Sorry guys, my lips a little bit dry. I need to put on some lip gloss. But it be a lot of men the most that want to break my spirit. They think I'm too strong and things like that, but it's because I have the strength to speak back on things that happened to me. I need to buy me a new lip gloss. Really, the Vaseline lip therapy, because I have big lips and I talk a lot, so they get dry. And I've been crying too, so they really dry. But yeah. And if you know my story, then you know my mom was in a domestic violence relationship. And I talk about it quite often. That really triggered me a lot. And, you know, she was scared to speak up for herself. And, you know, hold on. Fixing my bald cap. But my mom, she would call the police. But being that her baby daddy brothers and stuff was police officers and shit like that, a lot of times they wouldn't do nothing. Or they would act as if these police reports never exist. And he used to beat the fuck out my mama. I'm talking about beat the fuck out of my mama, shoot at her and everything, scare the fuck out of me. And it's like she ain't had the confidence to leave. And she got tired of calling the police. It's kind of like she just gave up. Never getting justice, running from him. We finally moved out. She got her some Section 8 after we went to the shelter. Stayed there. Speaking of me calling the shelter earlier, it's crazy. What you gotta break generational curses. But after we had got into the shelter, my mama had got really sick. She was on dialysis and all of that. Then we had finally got Section 8, moved into a house. And do you know, good and goddamn well, he decided to come and start bullying her at that house too. We couldn't sleep in that bitch without him getting drunk, coming outside, fucking with my mama, fighting her through the fence door, through the barred up gate doors and everything. One day she opened the door, and you know how you can open the white door, but you still got the bar door. This motherfucker couldn't hit her, so he just pushed his hand through the door, slammed the regular door. She had the biggest fucking knot on her head and shit. Like just anything to fuck with us. He would not leave us alone. So when I say I can't let people fuck with me like that without telling my story, without making a difference for somebody, it's deeper than wanting some fucking attention. It's deeper than wanting attention. It's more so wanting justice. I can care less about some attention. What the fuck I'ma get? A cookie for some attention? No, it's justice. It's a difference, a change. Crazy. Then y'all wonder why some of these people commit suicide and shit. They be feeling like they don't have no hope. They can't rely on the justice system when the justice system is the corruption. Because they rule by secret societies and people who want power. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm about to get off here because, like I said, I just woke up. I haven't washed my face. I haven't brushed my teeth. And now I done been crying. I done smoked a blunt. Now I got cotton mouth and dry mouth. And I need to put my wig on and take me a shower. And again, I be trying to stay out the way. Speaking of the shelters and stuff, I need to finish calling back because
Again, I'm not putting my son in school until my son is with me. I can't rely on somebody else trying to get him to and from and all of that. And it's just too much going on. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Confirmation is I know my kids need me. They need me to do what they need me to do. Not trying to have other people do what they think that they know how to do for my children and they don't. And I need my stuff, my finances released to me so that I can do the things that I need to do. I should be in my own space with my own car and everything. But speaking of, to lighten up my mood a little bit, when I did wake up around 3 something this morning and I was just up, I was jamming to all types of songs in my head or whatever. And I woke up singing, it's Big Zop, baby. The trap stop, baby. Come outside, it's me in that Ford car, baby. So I was up singing that this morning, like, oh, somebody about to get a car. So, that would be good. Just to lighten up the mood a little bit. Y'all know I love music. So, yeah, somebody is going to be blessed, though, with a home and a car. And it's because of their patience and their hard work and dedication. Hard work, dedication, patience, and faith of a mustard seed is about to get somebody very much so blessed. And a lot of other people victory. So I'm keeping my head up, y'all. But I'm getting off of here. I got to get myself together mentally and then physically. So I'm wishing y'all nothing but love, joy, peace, happiness, abundance, good health, good wealth, prosperity, and all that good shit that us good ass people deserve. Y'all be safe in the Detroit streets or wherever you may be in the United States of America or this solar system that we live in. Remember, I come in peace. I love you guys.